I'm going to just apologise real quick. The movements of my camera. It is meant to realistically recreate how I used to do these. Hello everyone, Darthroid1 here, and today we have a LEGO Star Wars MOC. Now, this is part of a 5 MOC series, detailing the adventures of a small group of clones led by my Jedi Commander and his captain. Now, he's a Padawan at the moment, he's not a general, so yeah, this is going to be interesting. Now, I haven't done one of these in, well, a proper base series, or like a proper base that wasn't for a contest in years. Like years. 2013 I think was the last time I did one. Last year I did one for a contest that was a bit separate. This is a true continuation of that, and I'm going to be doing it over until, well, I can finish my stop motion Ninjago series, so it's going to be very fun. Now, one thing to note, I haven't got any pieces here, and I'm going to be only using the pieces that I have. I don't have any money to buy anymore, so what you see here is pretty much my limit. I went all out. It looks okay, and I think this was a field. This wasn't like a base or a city, so you know I had some limitations. All the bricks went into that mountain, obviously. So yeah, you know, I'm on a tripod here, so this is kind of a bit difficult. This is a pretty bad tripod. It's why I don't use it in stop motion. I'm going to have to take it off actually, and I'll show you the rest of the base. MOC, not base. So this took me a few days to complete. Now, as you can see, the main focus point of the build is, of course, a crashed gunship, of which it looks like it has been run down through by the field. It's not perfect, but you can at least get the idea. Now, there is a hidden Ninjago figure hidden in each of these maps. It's not canon to the story, which I'll explain in a minute, but if you can find it, well then, there you go. I also tended to use quite a bit of blue. This is my favourite part of the MOC. I like those rocks. And, of course, the river here in general. Up the top here we have my Jedi, and he is watching out across this little shack that they've put up. And here we have a small supply centre for a lot of other stuff. So, now on to the story. What exactly happened here that caused this all to, you know, transpire? They have crash landed on a separatist world. Now, as you can see here, we do have a bit of separatist droids that came along. I'm going to explain why they're there in a minute. Now, this world was targeted by very, I guess you could say, clone careless admiral. He has no care for the lives of his troopers. He sees them as organic grown copies, and that it doesn't matter, and especially considering Jango Fett was the bounty hunter who helped the CIS. So he is not too pleased with this. Also, maybe he was in Palpatine's upper echelon, he knew about Jango Fett and all that. So basically that's his backstory. I might have to show you him later. And he sent into this world, which he's deemed key for taking over, he sent about 13, to 15 attack gunships and some dropships. And they broke through the blockade. They got down to the surface of the planet, and their goal was to attack the city. Now, they had backup orders to, if half of them were destroyed, scatter off and regroup. That's what happened. Half of them were destroyed, and this one was carrying the Jedi, and so he saved all the clones in this wreckage, which is why it's not too broken. Now, the Jedi did not know that this was a secondary plan. They were expecting just to break through and hopefully get to the end. The commander the admiral sort of tricked them into this. There are two. We have my Jedi, and I even put in Agen Kolar because he really didn't do much throughout the actual series. So there's your old pal Agen and a small detachment of clones. Now, this world is authorized and governed by the Separatists. The government of the pre-existing world pledged their allegiance to the Separatist government, and so therefore were given, they basically, it's a bit of a mix between the Separatist government and military. Basically, this planet has got quite a sweet deal. They get to govern themselves completely with the help of the droid army. It's sort of a useless planet, so the Separatists were like, oh, who cares? However, the Republic have seen purpose in this world as a strategical point of holding. Let's get on to some details of the MOC. Now, as I said earlier, this part here is my favourite. It really does detail the... it's got most detail on the MOC. Now, I'm going to just apologise real quick. The movements of my camera. It is meant to realistically recreate how I used to do these. So, sorry if you're getting a headache. That's how my old videos were. It's sort of a bit funny, I think. This is how basically all of these videos were done back in the day, and most people would hold their cameras like this. So sorry. Now this is the main point of deliberation of this particular MOC. These are a set of commando droids that were sent in to investigate each crashed gunship. Now they were a bit lazy, so they just sent in a few, and the Republic captured the commander and have been transmitting that they were shot down in a gunfight, but it's okay. Don't send any more reinforcements. And so the droids, being left to their own devices, didn't see anything wrong with this. The organic commanders were a bit meh. Who cares? I don't care. So they didn't actually do anything. So the Republic has been left here to their own devices, basically. Now, a few more features of the MOC I do enjoy is this radio station bar thing. I like that. It's a bit mixed matched, but you know, it brings together the sort of cobbled together feel of the whole MOC. There aren't any special like movable features, but there are in here some storage devices and storage crates, and the speeder that was saved from the gunship. One of them managed to ride off the back down here. This is my most, I guess, the biggest point in the MOC, and yes, okay, this is about a week or two after the crash. So these guys haven't been in here the whole time. They're just checking it out, making sure everything's alright. One of the pilots did die. This is from a different gunship. They're all buried, everything like that. I couldn't really put bodies in because I doubt that they'd leave them. That they'd probably bury them, you know. Be respectful, rather than just leave them in the crashed gunship, especially considering that they're hopefully trying to salvage us perhaps. But they don't have any engineers on hand, so it could be a while before they get this up and running. So yeah, that's basically the entire MOC. It's very basic, and you can see it all basically here. There's not much special, nothing behind the mountain. There is hollow in the mountain, but I can't turn the whole thing around to get in there, so I didn't actually add anything. But there is quite a bit of detail on the mountain. I'm very proud of the mountain. Well, I say a mountain, it's more of a hill that was cut into, basically. It was more of like a little rock mound. You can imagine there'd be some huge mountains behind this, and it's just a generally large rock that they sat upon. I don't have enough bricks to make it any bigger or add any more around the place. So, yeah, this is basic, but this is episode 1. Now, I'm going to be leaving a bit of a question with you guys. Now, what planet should this be on? What should we call the planet? Because at the moment, canon planets are a bit limited for Separatist control. So I think we can make one up. If you have any thoughts of what we can call this planet, leave your ideas in the description below. And again, I'm sorry for the handheld shakiness. It is purposeful. It is purposeful. I will probably not do this for the next MOC, but I kind of wanted to go back to 2011. Right. See you then, guys. Bye.